Hello, and welcome back to my channel po. Welcome back to Jai and Jerry. Hello everybody. Kumusta po? Kumusta man ang tanan? Hello sa mga Bisaya diha ha. Hello po, good morning, good afternoon, or good evening. Anong oras man po ninyo mapanood ang video na ito. So yes, dahil ganito na naman ang setup natin sa mga naka-follow na po sa akin, alam nyo na. Even though na hindi kayo makarelate sa topic na ito, I hope you will still support me and watch this video up to the very end. Please give it a thumbs up. Maraming salamat po. So for this video po, I'm just going to share with you the 5 major steps or process in applying for K1 Fiancé Visa. From filing I-129F hanggang makarating po kayo ng US and mag-apply po kayo ng adjustment of status. Ano-ano ba ang tamang process na pagdadaanan ninyo, especially lalo na po ngayon na 2025 na may bagong mga update na po, bagong presidente na po, may mga kaganapan na po, may mga update na sa mga visa sa US, especially po sa K1 Fiancé Visa. Saan ba mapupunta ang mga documents ninyo? Sino-sino ba ang magiging involved sa process po na ito? Sino-sino ba ang magba-background check po sa inyo? Ano ba yung tamang buong process po ng pag-apply ng K1 Fiancé Visa? So if you are a K1 Fiancé Visa filer, is about to apply for K1 Visa or adjusting your status po dito sa US, subscribe now. Click the bell button para ma-notify ka on my next upload, especially about K1 Fiancé Visa and adjustment of status, para ma-update ka sa mga bagong kaganapan ngayon sa USCIS, sa mga visa or sa visa, sa K1 Visa specifically, lalo na ngayon na bagong taon na ang dami ng mga updates po. So please beware, mag-subscribe na po kayo ngayon. Share this video to anyone you know, and you can share this to your fiancé as well para alam din po ng US citizen fiancé ninyo yung mga processes na pagdadaanan ninyo, especially makapag-prepare din po siya ng pambayad po ng visa fee ninyo, mga for adjustment of status ninyo, kasi mahal din po kaya. Yung visa, yung alam naman natin na yung K1 visa is hindi lang natatapos after nyo pong mag-interview sa US Embassy, hindi pa po natatapos dyan. Pagdating nyo dito, magpapakasal pa kayo, and then you have to apply for adjustment of status. So you can share this video to your fiancé so they will relate as well kung ano yung mga pagkaganapan, ano yung pagdadaanan ninyo at pagdadaanan din po niya as the US petitioner or the US citizen or the petitioner. Makapag-prepare man lang siya ng pambayad for AOS. You are new to my channel. My name is Jai. Hello. I am from the Philippines, but I live now in Florida, the Sunshine State. I live in Florida po, the Sunshine State. I got here through a K1 Fiancé Visa, and right now I am a green card holder under 2 years conditional. 2 years conditional po, or 2 years conditional pa lang po ang meron tayo because we are a K1 Fiancé Visa filer. So, I will explain you later ano ba yung 2 years conditional. And I make videos about K1 Visa especially as a DIY filer. Go to my channel, Jai and Jerry. Go to playlist. Sa playlist po, may makikita kayong album title dyan na K1 Visa and AOS step-by-step guide and tips. Nandyan na po lahat ng mga videos na nagawa ko about K1 Visa and adjustment of status. Especially as a DIY filer, my personal experience about the visa process, my interviews at the US Embassy, how to book medical, the DS-160, how to book interview and biometrics now with the new portal, yung bagong process na po nila, adjustment of status, ano pa ba, CFO, nandyan na po lahat. You may check my video para at least kahit papaano, baka po yung mga videos ko is makatulong sa inyo. So good luck. Subscribe to my channel para hindi ka huli sa balita. So just a disclaimer lang po, I am not affiliated with any government agency nor working with an immigration attorney. I am not a professional or a legal expert. I am only sharing based on my personal experience and my research po as a DIY filer or do-it-yourself. So as we all know, alam naman po natin, di ba, that a US visa allows a US citizen to bring the US fiancé, tayong mga beneficiary, the Filipinas, to the US, get married, and become a lawful permanent resident. Alam naman po natin yan, di ba? So in the 5-step process involves the USCIS, si DOS, Department of State, and si CBP or the Customs and Border Protection. Sila po ay involved din po sa process na ito. I know you're very familiar with them and some of you will be very familiar soon. Now, ano nga ba? What is the first process in applying for K1 Fiancé Visa? Now, the first step in applying for K1 Fiancé Visa is that a US citizen asks USCIS to recognize the citizen's foreign fiancé or fiancée. So, ano nga ba yung ibig sabihin nito, Ms. Jai? Now, what it means po is that si USCIS partner nyo po, which is the petitioner, siya po ay magpa-file ng Form I-129F or the Petition for Alien Fiancé. Para po petisyonan kayo, beneficiary, kayong mga Filipina, dapat po kayong dalawa ay legal to marry. Dapat po you're free to marry each other. If both of you are previously married, you have to be legally divorced or annulled na po yung or na-finalize na yung annulment ninyo sa Pilipinas for you to be able to apply for I-129F para po magkapagpakasal kayo freely dito sa US. And of course, dapat din po you have met in 2 years during the application. That's the number one rule talaga po ni USCIS. And that you intend to marry within 90 days when you arrive here in the US. After you file, after you submitted your application, your I-129F petition, si USCIS po will conduct a background check on both of you, the petitioner and the beneficiary. Magkakandak po siya ng background check sa inyo, like mga criminal records ninyo or about criminal and all of that. Magkakandak po siya ng background check. Now, if everything goes well, kung wala naman po kayong problema, wala kayong mga wala kayong mga criminal records or anything, i-approve ngayon ni USCIS ang petition po ninyo. If USCIS approves your I-129F, that means that USCIS recognizes your intention to get married. USCIS will notify the petitioner. The petitioner will receive the hard copy of the approval notice of the petition, which is what we call the NOA 2. So after notifying the petitioner about the approved petition, USCIS will send the approved notification or approved petition to the Department of State's National Visa Center. So the next step number 2, the NVC issues the foreign fiancé, tayo po, the beneficiary, a case number and sends the petition to the embassy or consulate where the fiancé or the beneficiary is going to or will apply for K1 visa. So that's step 2. So ano ba yung mga process na gagawin namin on this part? So DOS National Visa Center will notify the petitioner when it's time for the fiancé, si beneficiary po, kung pwede na siyang mag-apply for K1 visa. Now, si DOS po, magkakandak din po siya ng background check. So, the beneficiary or the visa applicant will bring the necessary document for your interview. Sa visa interview po ninyo, including the proof of relationship and proof of medical examination. Now, if si DOS po, the consular officer, finds that the applicant is bona fide, totoo po ang relasyon ninyo. If it's bona fide, then you are eligible for a visa. Bibigyan na po kayo ng visa ni ni USEM. So si consular officer po will issue a visa that is valid for no more than 6 months. That's a single entry. Dapat po nasa US na kayo before pa mag-expire yung visa na ibibigay ni US Embassy sa inyo. So that's yun po yung purpose for having the K1 visa. You should be in the US before that visa expires. So step number 3 naman on this process. So step number 3, the K1 non-immigrant visa holder travels to the United States and seeks admission by the Customs and Border Protection or the CBP. So ano ba ito? So with the visa po na hawak ninyo, K1 non-immigrant visa simply allows an individual to travel to the United States and seek admission at the port of entry. So the CBP will inspect you po, i-inspectionin kayo ng Customs and Border Protection. Pag okay naman po ang lahat, they will put a stamp on your passport. Yan na po yung makikita ninyo na may expiration date, ganyan-ganyan hanggang kailan lang kayo. And that expiration date is 90 days. Valid po yan 90 days dito po sa US. So your 90 days will just start on the port of entry kung saan kayo lalapag po dito sa US, no matter where you are in the US. So si CBP po ang may hawak, siya din po ang may discretion kung papapasukin niya kayo, i-allow niya kayo dito sa US. So don't be surprised if when you arrive in the US and nandun na kayo sa immigration, bigla kayong papupuntahin sa isang room or ganyan, nangyari din po yan sa akin and a lot of Filipinas. Ganyan po talaga yung process nila kasi thoroughly check po nila. They will thoroughly check all the documents that you have inside the yellow packet. So you have to give your yellow packet at the port of entry kung saan po kayo unang lalapag dito sa US. Doon nyo po ibibigay yung yellow packet. And then they might ask you to follow somebody, to go in a room, specific room and wait. That's the process po talaga nila dito. They will thoroughly check your document, they will open it, and if you're good to go, they will give you a stamp and let you go. You have 90 days to marry your fiancé. So you need to get married within that 90-day time frame. That 90 days po is not extended. Hindi po yan na-i-extend. And hindi po kayo pwedeng makapag-change ng visa or different visa category while holding a K1 visa. If it so happened na you didn't get along very well and you found a new love and it's before the 90 days and you decided to get married with that person, that's not allowed. You can only marry the petitioner and you should be married within 90 days. If hindi pa po kayo nagpakasal within 90 days, you need to exit the country. Kasi if you did not get married within 90 days and your 90 days has already been expired and you're still in the US, you are violating your visa. So you need to exit the country as soon as possible. So after you get married, obtain a lawful permanent resident. Ito na po yung mag-a-apply kayo. You will apply for adjustment of status, I-485 for green card. Miss Jade, ano ba yung green card? Iba ba yung adjustment of status sa green card? So the fourth step of this process po is for us, the beneficiary or the foreign spouse, to apply for adjustment of status. So ano nga ba yung adjustment of status? Ano ba yung I-485? Same lang ba yan? Yan na ba yung green card, Miss Jade? So yes, on this part, I will explain it to you. So once you get married, after po ng pagpapakasal ninyo, as long as it's legal, within 90 days, the foreign national po, tayo the beneficiary has to or need to apply adjustment of status or the I-485. The I-485 po is the form that you are going to apply. The name of the form is Register for Permanent Resident or Adjust Status. So, Miss Jade, yan na ba yung green card? So the I-485, register for permanent or application to register for permanent resident, Once na-approve na po yan, bibigyan na po kayo ng green card. So you need to apply I-485. As we speak, January 21, 2025, nasa $1,440 po ang fee ng I-485. So sabihan niyo po yung mga fiancé ninyo na mag-prepare siya. You can share this to your fiancé so they will know as well the process, and again they will be able to prepare po the payment. So if you're going to apply for employment authorization, that's another $260 po. That's the fee for employment authorization. So in processing for the application for I-485, si USCIS po magkakandak na naman yan ng background check. So USCIS will conduct both spouses or sa inyo lang po. They will do the fingerprint scanning, picture taking, ganyan. Magba-biometrics po kayo on your during your application for I-485 or adjust status. So magba-background check yan sila. If okay naman po ang lahat, they will approve it and you will then get your green card. Now take note. They may or may not interview you as of the moment. Wala pang update regarding if may interview ba, ibabalik ba nila ang interview or hindi muna. Kasi right now, naka-waive pa rin yung interview for adjustment of status. So we'll see. I will just update here sa channel ko if may mga yung mga nag-apply, nag-submit ng application for adjustment of status, yung kaka-apply lang, may mga update na ba or mag-i-interview na ba kayo? We will see about that. And also, take note this one as well. So, if lawful permanent resident is granted before the second anniversary po ng kasal ninyo, si foreign spouse po as the beneficiary will be given 2 years conditional permanent resident and a green card na valid for 2 years. Yan po ang meron ako kasi when I applied for my K1, when I applied for my adjustment of status and it got approved, it was approved for less than 1 year. So what I have right now is the 2 years conditional green card. But if the permanent resident po is not granted until after the second anniversary ng kasal po nila, at second anniversary of the marriage, the applicant will be given a lawful permanent resident status without conditions and a green card that is valid for 10 years. So automatic na siyang 10 years if the processing for I-485 exceeds the 2 years or 2 years or the second anniversary po ng kasal ninyo. So automatic 10 years green card na kayo. Hindi na kayo magre-removal of conditions. So the 10 years green card po is renewable every 10 years. Now the last step, last but not the least, the conditional permanent resident petitions USCIS for removal of conditions on his or her residency. So ito na po yung magre-removal of conditions ka if you got the 2 years conditional. So paano ba yung process? So a conditional permanent resident po must petition to remove. Kailangan niyo pong mag-apply ng removal of condition sa status po ninyo within 90 days prior to the end of your conditional resident status. So bago po mag-expire ang green card ninyo, you have to apply for removal of conditions within 90 days. Kasi po, the 2 years conditional green card is not renewable. Hindi po siya kagaya sa 10 years na renewable. So that's why you have to file for removal of conditions for your green card, your 2 years conditional green card. Kailangan niyo pong mag-apply ng removal of conditions kasi pag hindi po kayo nakapag-apply ng removal of conditions, if you are not going to apply for removal of conditions, you will lose your lawful permanent resident status, be subject for removal here in the US. Made-deport po kayo pag hindi kayo mag-apply ng removal of conditions. So you need to apply for I-751 petition to remove conditions on residence. You need to apply that again within 90 days before your 2 years conditional green card expires. Now, it should be filed jointly with your US citizen spouse. Yung petitioner po ninyo, you need to file that jointly. You have to file, both of you will fill out the form I-751 and include all the proof that you are still married, you're living together. You need to include all the necessary documents para po ma-approve yung inyong 10 years green card. So on this process po, during this process of the removal of conditions, si USCIS po will determine if the marriage, yung kasal po ninyo is still bona fide, and magkakandak na naman po sila ng another background check po sa inyong dalawa. So if you are lying or not, they will really know it. So be very honest. Nang magkakandak po sila, you will have another biometrics. Magba-biometrics na naman po kayo, fingerprint scanning, picture taking, and all of that. And then they will conduct a background check between you and your spouse. You may or may not have an interview, kayong dalawa i-interviewin po, or baka hindi na po, nasa kanila po yung discretion if i-interviewin kayo or hindi. So yun po yung major process na pagdadaanan ninyo dito sa US, or yung major process ng application for K1 visa from the Philippines to the US. Hindi po siya natatapos. It's not over with just obtaining the K1 visa at the US Embassy in Manila. The process continues when you get to the US for you to be able to live legally here in the US para hindi po kayo ma-deport. So please go with the legal process. If you need help with agencies or lawyer, go seek for help sa mga agencies and lawyers para po ma-assist din po kayo. Pero para naman po sa mga nagdi-DIY, good luck po. I am a DIY, and again, I will be updating, of course, next year, 2026, early of 2026, I will be applying for my removal of conditions, and of course, I will be uploading my process kung ano po yung mga requirements, how we fill out the form, and all of that stuff. So, that's it. That's the 5 major steps. After po, pag ma-approve na po kayo, that's a 10 years green card. So 10 years, again, 10 years green card is renewable. So nasa sa inyo na rin po if you want to apply for naturalization. So regarding that one, I have already posted a video. Please check this video right here about the whole process ng pagdadaanan ninyo dito naman po sa US. Yung step-by-step process na pagdadaanan nyo dito sa US, from getting married, getting your SSN, this and that. So please watch this video. So I hope this video helps you. Sana makatulong po ang video na ito. Share this to your fiancés para maintindihan din po nila yung mga processes na pagdadaanan ninyo, and of course the payment. Hindi din po madali. So hopefully at least kahit papaano nabigyan ko kayo ng linaw. If you have any questions, please comment down below your questions. And then, check my other videos. Visit my channel, Jai and Jerry. Go to playlist. Sa playlist po, may makikita kayong album title dyan na K1 Visa and AOS Step-by-Step Guide, Album, and Tips. Nandyan na po lahat. From my timeline, when I did my K1 Visa in the Philippines, how to book for interview and biometrics, how to book for medical, for CFO, how to fill out DS-160, please visit my channel. Nandyan na po lahat. Questions? Ano ba yung mga hinanap sa akin during my interview at the US Embassy? Ano ba yung hinanap? Ano ba yung mga requirements? Nandun na po lahat. So as the adjustment of status. So maraming salamat po. I know this video is quite long. I tried my best talaga na make it short, pero also ma-explain ko din po sa inyo ng tama, ng maayos para hindi din po kayo maguluhan. So I hope this video makatulong sa inyo, and please help me share it to anyone you know that is about to process or is processing K1 visa right now, para alam din po nila yung process ng K1 visa, kung ano-ano yung mga pagdadaanan nila sino-sino yung mga involved, sino-sino nagba-background check, mga ganito, ganyan. So please help me share. Don't forget to subscribe, to like this video, and to share this video to anyone you know that is processing their K1 visa. So maraming salamat po sa lahat. Maraming salamat po for watching this video. So in my next video po, I will share with you, last year pa to hinihingi sa akin, pero medyo na busy. Last December, we have been busy, of course, the Christmas season and all of that. Last November as well. So ngayon ko lang talaga siya, na meron na akong nagawa. But then, since it's the new year and may mga update na from USCIS, I have to do it because I have to check USCIS regarding this one sa mga update, sa forms na gagamitin, requirements na kailangan, and para din po to refrain from RFE, para hindi po kayo ma-RFE. Sa mga hindi po nakakaalam, RFE means request for evidence. Ito po yung mga hinihingan pa po sila ng more evidence or may kulang na documents, hinihingi sa kanila. And if ma-RFE po kayo, dagdag waiting game naman po yan. Madadagdagan na naman po yung paghihintay ninyo. So, watch out for my next video. I will upload it soon about I-129F naman po. So, that's it. Thank you very much, everybody. I hope at least kahit papaano nabigyan ko po kayo ng linaw, napaliwanag ko po siya ng maayos sa inyo. And if you have any questions, please comment down below your questions. If you are applying for K1 visa right now, let me know kung asang part na kayo doon sa sinabi ko, saang part na po kayo sa process po ninyo. Don't forget to like this video, to share this video to anyone you know that is processing K1 visa and AOS. Thank you, and I hope to see you in my next video. Bye! Thank you po!